Hello students, today I am going to teach you chapter number 4, structure of atom. Students, atom, the meaning of atom word is not divisible. The atom word is made up of A plus tom. Tom, which is a Greek word, means divisible. A means not in Greek. So atom means not divisible. Something which is not divisible is called atom in Greek language. Atom is a Greek word and its meaning is indivisible. That is an ultimate particles which cannot be further subdivided are called atom. According to John Dalton, he considered that all matter was composed of small particles and he called these small particles or smallest particles atom. So according to Dalton, the smallest particle of matter is called atom. Earlier, it was believed that atoms are indivisible and they don't have any structure. Earlier, it was believed that atoms are indivisible, means atom cannot be divided further, or we can say atom are not made up of further small particles, means they are already the smallest particles. It was believed earlier and they don't have any inner structure, means there is nothing inside the atom. It was believed earlier. Right now it is not true. At the end of 19th century, scientists carried out the experiments which proved that the atoms are divisible. So according to modern concept and latest theories, atom is divisible, while according to John Dalton, atom is indivisible, means atom is the smallest particle of matter. According to Dalton, atom is indivisible, and now we know already that atom is divisible. Dalton's atomic theory, which was proposed by John Dalton, considered the atom as the ultimate particle of matter, means the smallest particle of the matter. Now we are going to study the structure of atom. This is the modern structure of atom. Nowadays, now we know already that atoms are made up of three subatomic particles, which are electrons, protons, and neutrons. Electrons have negative charge, protons have positive charge, and neutrons, they are neutral, means they don't have any charge. So electron are negatively charged particles, these electrons, and proton are positively charged particles. Neutrons are neutral, they don't have any charge. Proton and neutrons are present in a small nucleus at the center of the atom. As you can see in this picture, this is the structure of atom, and on the outside in these rings electrons are revolving, and the center of atom is made up of neutrons and protons. This center is called nucleus, and these black dots, these are representing electron. So this is a typical structure of atom. A proton and neutrons, they are present in a small nucleus at the center of atoms. The whole mass of atom is concentrated in the nucleus. We can say the whole mass of atom is present in the nucleus, while electrons which are outside the nucleus are very small, or they have very small mass that we can neglect. Means the total mass of atom is due to this nucleus only. The mass of electron is very small. Okay, so we can exclude the mass of electron. The total mass of atom is due to neutron and proton. Please remember this thing. that mass of electron is very less. That's why we can neglect the mass of electron. The mass of atom is considered only due to neutron and proton. Now, electrons are found outside the nucleus. As you can see in this picture, electrons are outside the nucleus in the atom. The electrons move around the nucleus in fixed circular orbit, which are called energy level or shell. Is it clear? So where are electrons present in the atom? They are present in the circular orbit, which are called energy level and shells. Clear? And also they are revolving continuously around the nucleus. So students, in examiner may ask you that where are electrons located in atom? So you can say they are located in energy levels around the nucleus. And where are proton and neutrons are present in the atom? A proton and neutron, they are present inside the nucleus in an atom. Is it clear? Now, the atom or different elements differ in the number of protons, electron and neutron. Means different atoms like atom of hydrogen have one electron, one proton. Atom of oxygen, have 8 electrons and 8 protons. So different atoms, they have different protons, different number of electrons, different number of neutrons. For example, hydrogen atom made up of only one electron and one proton. Now, discovery of electrons. The existence of electron in atom was first shown by Sir J.J. Thomson in 1897. He conducted an experiment. The picture of that experiment is shown here. The name of his experiment was cathode ray tube experiment. What was the name? Cathode ray experiment. Here you can see the stream of cathode ray. So a stream of particles were produced at cathode, which is negative terminal, when electricity is passed at a very high voltage. Students, as you can see in this diagram, there is a glass tube. This is a glass tube, means tube is made up of glass, and here are two terminals, plus terminal and negative terminal, and very high voltage is provided in this glass tube. After applying very high voltage or giving very high electric current, what we observe? We observe that from the negative terminal, rays are coming out, and these rays are going towards positive terminal of the voltage supply. These rays, these are invisible rays. These rays are called cathode rays, and these cathode rays are made up of negatively charged electrons. Okay, so these cathode rays consist of small negatively charged particles, which are called electrons. So who discovered electrons? Sir J.J. Thomson. By the help of which experiment? With the help of cathode ray tube experiment. Clear, students? Since all the gases form cathode rays, it was concluded that all the atoms contain negatively charged particles, which are called electrons. Is it clear? There is a gas inside at very low pressure. So whenever we conduct this experiment, we try scientists, they tried different type of gases in this glass tube, and they observed the same result, that rays are coming out from the cathode and going towards anode. That's why these rays are called cathode rays, because it seems that they are coming out from the cathode. And these cathode rays are actually made up of small negatively charged particles, which are called electrons. So this is how the discovery of electron took place. Now the properties of electrons. The electrons are negatively charged particles found in atom of all the elements. Means electrons are present in all the elements or in all atoms. Electrons are represented as small e negative. Negative shows here the charge of electron. This negative is the charge. Means electron contain negative 1 charge. The charge of electron is equal to minus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. The relative charge on electron is minus 1. Means this whole value 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 can be regarded as minus 1. Is it clear? So when we have to write the charge of electron, we can write in the form of charge minus 1 also. If someone asks you what is the charge on 1 electron, then you have to write it is equal to minus 1.6 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Now the relative mass of electron. Relative mass means here the relative mass is compared to the mass of proton. The relative mass of electron is 1 divided by 1836 U. U means unified mass. And the absolute mass of electron is 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg. Is it clear? The relative mass is compared with proton, with the mass of proton, and the absolute mass means the actual mass of electron. The actual mass of electron is 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg. Here 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 is the charge of electron. Now the next topic is discovery of proton. As you know already students that proton are present inside the nucleus in an atom. Discovery of proton was done by Goldstein. Now, the existence of proton in the atoms was given by Goldstein. He also conducted the same experiment. The same experiment was conducted by Goldstein also, and he found that the same type of rays, some type of rays are coming off cathode, and similarly some type of rays are coming out from anode and they are going towards cathode. When Goldstein passes electricity at high voltage through the gas, similarly in the previous experiment at low pressure in the discharge tube, this tube is called discharge tube. Okay, this is made up of glass. Discharge tube, streams of heavy particles were given at anode, means stream of particles is also coming out from anode. Similarly, that was coming out in cathode in Thomson experiment. These stream of particles which are coming out from the anode are called anode rays. These rays are made up of positively charged particle. Okay, so these anode rays are made up of positively charged particle, and we know already that the cathode rays are made up of negatively charged particle which were called electrons. Similarly, the rays which are coming from anode are made up of the stream of the particles of anode rays are positively charged, and the anode rays particles depend on the nature of gas taken inside the discharge tube. As we have studied already that cathode rays, they does not depend on the nature of gas, but anode rays, they depends on the nature of gas. Now the property of protons, the mass and charge of anode rays particle depends on the nature of gas taken in the discharge tube. They are named, these positively charged particles are named as proton, which constitute anode rays. So they are made up of protons means anode rays, which are positively charged, and it is found in all atoms. Proton are represented as small p, positive charge, and electron are represented by small e, containing negative charge. The mass of proton is equal to the mass of hydrogen atom, and proton, they are represented as small p containing positive charge. The relative mass of proton is 1 u, means one unified mass, and absolute mass of proton is 1840 times than that of electrons, means proton is 1840 times heavier than electron. The charge on proton is exactly same to the charge on electron, but it is opposite. Charge on electron is negative, but charge on proton is positive. But the value is same. It is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. The relative charge on proton is plus 1, means we represent 1.6 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb as plus 1. And in case of electron, relative charge is represented as minus 1. And the absolute mass of proton, which is 1840 times heavier than electron, is 1.672 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. What was the mass of electron? The mass of electron is 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg. Now the next is discovery of neutron. James Chadwick. James Chadwick in 1932 discovered the neutrons, which are the neutral part found in nucleus of an atom. We have learned already that nucleus contain protons and neutrons. Collectively, proton and neutrons are also known as nucleons. So neutron, we can say that neutron in atoms are present inside the nucleus. Atoms of all the elements contain neutrons except hydrogen atom. Hydrogen atom does not contain neutrons in its nucleus. So hydrogen atom contains only proton, means one proton and one electron, and does not contain any neutron. Rest of the elements, rest all the elements, they contain neutrons. The symbol of neutron is small n. Since there is no charge, that's why we write only n. This subatomic particle is not present in hydrogen atom. This subatomic particle is not present in hydrogen atom. Please remember this thing. Okay. Now the mass of neutron, the relative mass of neutron is same as proton, means 1 u. The mass of neutron is almost equal to the mass of proton, and it is 1.675 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. In case of proton, instead of 5, there is 2. As you can see, there is 2. Okay, so 1.672 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg is the mass of proton, and instead of 2, there is 5. Means we can say that neutron is little bit heavier than proton. It is 1.675 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. Now charge of neutron. Students, there is no charge on neutrons. Neutrons means neutron is electrically neutral. Now, if you have to find the atomic mass of any atom, the atomic mass of any atom is equal to the mass of proton and mass of neutron. In case of carbon, there are 6 proton and there are 6 neutron. So total how much? 12. The atomic mass of carbon will be 12 U. Okay. I will explain you this topic atomic mass after some time. Now your next topic, this Thomson model of atom is now no more in the revised syllabus. So, and the Rutherford experiment is also excluded from your syllabus. It is removed. Bohr model also removed. Now the next topic as per your revised syllabus is atomic number and mass number. Just now uh, we have calculated atomic mass. Now the next thing is atomic number and mass number. Atomic number constitutes the total number of protons which are present inside the nucleus of that atom. And atomic number is represented by students capital Z. Please remember this thing. Okay. What is atomic mass? Atomic mass is the total number of proton present inside the nucleus of that atom. If I ask you what is the atomic number of hydrogen, so hydrogen atomic number is 1 because total number of proton inside hydrogen is 1. So students, atomic number is denoted by capital Z. Atomic number is the total number of proton present inside the nucleus of that atom. So atomic number of any atom is actually total number of protons which are represented by capital Z. The next topic is atomic mass. Atomic mass is the total number of neutrons and protons which are present inside the nucleus. Just now I told you atomic mass. Here, atomic mass of carbon. Atomic mass means number of protons plus number of neutrons inside the nucleus is equal to atomic mass of that atom. Is it clear now? Mass of electron is not considered while calculating the mass of atom. I already told you that mass of electron is negligible and the mass of neutrons and protons are considered. So in case of mass of any atom, we consider only mass of neutrons and mass of protons, and we exclude the mass of electron. Since the electrons are the lightest particles, their masses is considered as negligible or they are not considered. Atomic mass is also known as mass number and it is denoted by capital A. Protons and neutrons, they are collectively also called nucleons. The general representation of any element is like this. Z, sorry, this one got some problem. I correct it. Wait. A means atomic mass. X may be any element and Z is actually what? Atomic number. So A is the atomic mass which is also written in the superscript and Z is the atomic number which is present in the subscript as you can see here in this subscript. Okay, this is the general representation of any element. For example, if I have to represent hydrogen, so I write 1 in place of A and 1 in place of Z because atomic number and atomic mass of hydrogen is 1. In case of oxygen, the atomic number is 8 and the mass number or atomic mass is 16. Okay, so how can we represent oxygen? So we write 8 in the subscript and 16 on the superscript. Is it clear? Now our next topic is isotope and isobar. But today I am finishing my lecture here. In my next lecture, I will explain you or I will teach you isotopes and isobar. If you have any problem up to here, you can ask me. Thank you very much.